Hello everyone, good evening. I hope you're doing fine. Welcome to the Daily Current Affairs. My name is Pooja Dwivedi. I bring to you the Daily Current Affairs from the perspective of both prelims and mains. Do not worry about note making because I provide the notes through my Telegram channel that is by the name of Pooja Dwivedi. UPSC, you can be a subscriber here. And make sure you also follow me on Instagram for any important updates. Now, these are the various events that we have to cover today. First of all, let's talk about this question that I asked you for practice. The group of 77 countries were formed or was formed in which of the given years? The correct answer to this question is 1964. Option B is correct over here. Recently, the Brazilian president, along with other nations, went to Havana to attend the Havana summit of the G77. And this is very significant because it was for the first time in the last 9 years that a Brazilian president has gone to Cuba. This is now a normalization of ties. Whereas Havana, remember the Cuba summit or Havana summit was for G77. Here it is in Cuba. And the group was created in 1964. Specifically, these were due to the efforts of the NAM, Non-Aligned Movement. And it was created at the end of the United Nations Conference on Trade and Development. UPSC can ask us that. They can give you a distorted question that it was created by the end of the United Nations General Assembly, so and so, this number of UNGA. Remember, this was it. Why was it created? See, when the nations were actually divided, this was unsaid in a group of northern countries which were developed, which were more prosperous, and those group of southern countries which just became, either independent, they were developing or they were underdeveloped. So these countries formulated a plan so that they can grow together and the global south to south cooperation can take place better. Every country that is a part of the south could grow better. That is why they signed the Algerian Charter and institutionalized the G77. However, through continuous consolidation, this group has become more stronger. Moving on, the largest and the most diverse consensus group it is. It consists of 134 member nations, which presents 2/3 of the United Nations membership. 80% of the planet's population is engulfed. Other than that, 50% of the economy. China became a part externally. It has been operating since 1992. Remember all this because UPSC can confuse you with even these kind of information. With respect to the preamble, consider the following. It can be amended under Article 368 of the Constitution. Dr. Ambedkar was against the addition of the words socialist and secular. As it is a part of the Constitution of India, it is justiciable. How many are not correct, is or are not correct? The preamble is a brief introduction to the rest of the Constitution. It gives us an insight in the mind of the forefathers which had or who had certain aspirations for a country such as India. This preamble has been tested time and again in the courts of law. Are they a part of Constitution? Is it a part of Constitution or not? Is it amendable? Is it justiciable? All these questions have been asked. So in the Kesavananda Bharti case, it was made very clear by the majority of the judges that it is a part of the Constitution and it is amendable under Article 368. So first statement is correct. Do you know that the words socialist and secular were added by the 42nd Constitution Amendment Act of 1976 when emergency was in place? Indira Gandhi ji wanted to ensure that her Garibi Hatao slogan could also be manifested through the Constitution. So during the time of emergency only, she ensured that socialist and secular could come into the picture. In the preamble, it was added. However, as I told you that it wasn't there in the original preamble. The sovereign socialist secular democratic republic was only sovereign democratic republic. But after 1976, it became sovereign socialist secular democratic republic. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, unlike K.T. Shah wanted that these two words should be added in the preamble, but Dr. Ambedkar said, no, we cannot tie our generation and the future generations to come to a type of economy. Maybe the future generations because of the changing times and needs of the countries, can become liberal. They may not remain socialist. So this was the rationale behind these particular two words not being added to the preamble. So first is correct, second is also correct. We know that it is a part of the constitution, but it is not enforceable in any court of law or by any court of law. Also, if there is a violation of the preamble, one cannot move to the court that see preamble has been violated. So it is not justiciable. Option or statement third is incorrect. First and second, these two are correct. How many are not correct? One only. See, why have I asked you this question? Because the leader of the opposition in the Lok Sabha, Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary, he has alleged that when they walked into the new parliament building very happily, they saw copies of the constitution. In the preamble, these two words were omitted, secular and socialist. So I have already told you what is a preamble. It is just like the objective. It has actually been the objective resolution which was adopted as the preamble. The preamble talks about what are the aspirations of the people of India, the date on which the constitution is adopted, enacted and given to ourselves as the people of India. It is of course the 26th of November 1949. Okay, 26th of November 1949. All right. So preamble has time and again been questioned on its amendability, or is it a part of the constitution or not. It was Kesavananda Bharti case which made sure that it is a part of the constitution, can be amended. Now Indira Gandhi ji, as I already told you about her story, remember the Garibi Hatao Andolan, or the slogan that she had for her own government, this was manifested through the word socialist. Article 368 clause 2 says the parliament can amend the constitution by passing a bill, in each house by a majority of the total membership of that house plus the majority of the members that are present and voting. After that, when it is passed in both the houses, it will go to the president. The president will give his or her assent, and finally the amendment will be done, because president is an integral part of the parliament. The president, the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha. Moving on, the Geeta Mukherjee committee recently seen in the news is related to suicides in women, women in prison, domestic abuse in households, reservation of women in legislature. I have covered this in one of my segments. I hope you can answer this. The correct answer is option D, reservation of women in legislatures. See, what happens is that whenever anything has been in the news, we have to go back to its history. The Geeta Mukherjee committee was constituted in the year 1996 in order to understand how or on what basis the reservation should be given to women in legislatures. And Geeta Mukherjee committee gave out 7 recommendations, out of which 5 were accepted. The current bill which has been brought is related to Geeta Mukherjee committee. Okay, so option D here, reservation for women in legislature, is correct. What are the intricacies of this particular bill that has been brought? It seeks to reserve 1/3 or 33% of the seats for women in Lok Sabha, state legislative assemblies and even Delhi Assembly. This quota won't apply to Rajya Sabha or state legislative councils, remember that. Also, from the said quota, 1/3 shall be reserved for women from SC and STs, but not OBCs, and this is the major hurdle. Many parties are calling for OBC quota under this only. Reservation of seats shall come into effect after delimitation is undertaken, but another point is that many parties, specifically the largest opposition, has been saying do it from 2024. We cannot wait till 2026 because constitutionally, according to Article 82 of the Constitution, which was amended in 2002, says that after the delimitation exercise will take place after the census. Proper census has been taken place, and that is till the year 2026, and after that only delimitation can take place, so that constituencies can be carved out and women representatives can get their seats properly. Rotations of the seats reserved for women in Lok Sabha and State Legislative Assembly, it shall take place after each subsequent exercise of the delimitation, and no 2 women MPs will be allowed to contest 1 seat. Moving on. With reference to the Kashidakari craft, consider the following statements. This work is done mainly on objects associated with marriage. The Meghwal is a community of Madhya Pradesh. It is associated with this craft. So which of the statements given above is or are correct? The Kashidakari work is done mainly on objects that are related to marriage, specifically those ones which are gifted. If I replace the word mainly with only, this would have been incorrect, because on many other crafts also, now this particular craft is being used. So first is correct. Meghwal community, yes, specifically of the Bikaner region in Rajasthan, not Madhya Pradesh, is associated with this particular craft. So first is correct, second is incorrect. How many are correct? Which is correct? First is correct. This is Kashidakari work. As you can see, it is done mainly or primarily on objects which are related to marriage. Now, as you see that there is a use of mirror work along with other stuff. Mirrors are also used here. Also, the Meghwal is a community of Rajasthan which is associated with this work. Bedspreads, cushion covers, bags, garments, doorway hangings. Now, Kashidakari craft can range from these many areas. Rajasthan has also received a geographical indication tag for this craft under subsection 1st of section 13 of the Geographical Act, Geographical Indications of Goods, Registrations and Protection Act of 1999. We have to consider the pairs, award and the feature. Award Vigyan team, it recognizes teams of 2 or more. Vigyan Ratna, it recognizes distinguished contributions to a field. Vigyan Sri, lifetime achievement of scientists. So how many pairs given above is or are correct? Recently, it has been pointed out, now according to the civilian awards that is given in our country, Padma Shri, Padma Bhushan, Padma Vibhushan, like this. Now in science also, we will have categories of awards. We have already covered the Shanti Swarup Bhatnagar award, the highest award when it comes to be given in the field of science. For 1 year it was held, for the year 2022 it wasn't given. Later on this year it was announced, and that is given across 7 disciplines. But now category will be given. Vigyan Ratna will be for lifetime achievement of scientist. Vigyan Sri, recognize distinguished contributions to a field. And Vigyan team will recognize teams of 3 or more, not 2 or more. So all the 3 are incorrect. How many are correct? None will be the correct answer. Now Vigyan Ratna, Vigyan Sri, Vigyan Yuva Shanti Swarup Bhatnagar and Vigyan team. These will be the awards. It will commence from the year 2024. Remember this as well. Vigyan Ratna will recognize the lifetime achievement of scientists. When it comes to Shri, it will recognize distinguished contributions to a field. In 13 disciplines, remember that. Vigyan Yuva Shanti Swarup Bhatnagar will encourage young scientists who have made exceptional contributions in their field, and Vigyan team will recognize teams of 3 or more. These are the 13 domains in which these prizes will be awarded. Physics, chemistry, biological sciences, mathematics, CS, earth science, medicine, engineering sciences, agriculture science, environmental science, technology and innovation, and atomic energy. Space science and technology, UPSC can also ask us domain, so remember that. Okay. 3 Vigyan Ratnas will be awarded annually. 25 Vigyan Shri, 25 Vigyan Yuva, and 3 Vigyan team. Vigyan Yuva, only this Yuva means what? Somebody who is having an age of 45 years or less. Nominations will be accepted every year from January 14 to February 28, and it will be announced on the National Technology Day, which is May 11th. Alright. Award ceremony will also be held on the National Space Day, which is August 23. Of course, this is the touchdown of Chandrayaan 3. All internal awards have been dispensed with, but only one is remaining, one that is named after Homi Jahangir Bhabha, given by the Department of Atomic Energy. Very good prelims question can be formulated. The internal awards will be given to 30 recipients in forms of certificates. The Nuakhai is a harvest festival of Rajasthan, Odisha, Himachal Pradesh, Telangana. The correct answer is Odisha, specifically Western Odisha. It's an agricultural harvest festival which is observed by the people of Western Odisha, celebrated on the 5th day of lunar fortnight of the month of Bhadrapada, that is from August to September. This year it is being celebrated on September 20th. And Nuakhai is a time of great joy and celebration for the people of Odisha. It is time to thank the nature for the harvest they have given them. With reference to the Competition Commission of India, consider the following statements. It has been established to enforce the competition law under the Competition Act of 2002. It's a constitutional body, and the commission consists of a chairman and 3 members. So, how many of the statements given above is or are correct? See, the Competition Commission of India has come into existence because of the Competition Commission of India Act 2002. Whenever anybody is under any act, it's a statutory body, not a constitutional body. It doesn't have a constitutional status. So, second is incorrect. The commission consists of a chairperson and not more than 6 members. The third is also incorrect. It has been established to enforce the competition law under the Competition Act of 2002. This is correct. First is correct, second and third are not correct. How many are correct? One only will be the correct answer. The Competition Commission of India has imposed this much crore penalty on the company for abusing its dominant market position with respect to its Play Store policies. You cannot prefer one group over the other. It's under the Ministry of Corporate Affairs by the Act of 2002. It consists of a chairperson and not more than 6 members who are appointed by the central government. Also, it's a statutory duty of the commission to do certain things according to section 18 of the Act, such as eliminate the practice which are harmful for competition, promote and sustain competition so that people can have more choices, protect the interest of consumers, and also ensure freedom of trade. It is entrusted with the implementation of law and always believed in complementing robust enforcement with facilitative advocacy. It is a quasi-judicial body. Now, P2I batches are starting from 22nd of September. These are evening batch. Every day you will have an interactive live batch from 6 p.m. And not only you will get classes, study material, but also everything that is related to GS, ethics, essay, language papers, prelims test series, mains test series, daily answer writing practice, and a studyIQ campus program for those students who have qualified UPSC Prelims 2024. You will be called to the studyIQ campus to prepare for the mains examination for 4 months, free of any extra charges. Make sure that you take admission by using the code PDLive, which is applicable to others as well, other courses as well. Now, this is a practice question. The Chenna Kesava temple is one of the 3 temples that have been inscribed on UNESCO's World Heritage List. It's located in Kerala, Telangana, Tamil Nadu, or Karnataka. You have to answer it correctly. I have paucity of time today. I may not be able to pronounce your names today. Make sure you answer this so that I can take your names in the upcoming class. Thank you so much.